Welcome back to another episode of Books, Bullets, and Babies. I am your host, Dr. Sagashus, and today's topic is we're looking at health and fitness along our wealth journey. As you all know, this season we're asking the question and answering the question, can the women we call infamous mothers become millionaires? Before we dive into our topics, I would like to thank our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by the CUNA Mutual Foundation, UW Health, and Mortgage Family Foundation. Thank you all for your support. So without further ado, I love to introduce our esteemed and fun and beautiful panel of women. The women joining us today are our original members, our founding members for our pilot cohort for Covet Fitness Program, which is an amenity we offer with our third space virtual co-working. So let's get started. Let's just jump right on in. So we're going to start with introductions. Tanisha, since you're right in front of me, let's just go ahead and start with you, and then you call out the next person.
Well, my name is Tanisha Pyron. I have been connected to Infamous Mothers since its inception as a brand ambassador, second shooter for our coffee table book. I'm one of the moms featured in the book and the stage play adaptation of Infamous Mothers as well. Over the past several years, we've done amazing things, like attended the Black Women's Business Expo, had a virtual conference and also an in-person conference, and I've had the opportunity to be mentored by Dr. Sagashus in the context of all of those things. And now, over the course of the past year, we've come together to pilot a wellness program, wealth and wellness program, and Covet is a part of that. And I started with some very hairy, audacious goals as a mom and someone who had a fitness background in the past and kind of came to this out of shape a little bit and a little bit stuck. I just came into it with open arms and an open heart, and it's been a wonderful year that I've had to spend with these ladies. I am a visual artist, I'm an actress and poet and sassy, a subversive Black girl.
Hey ladies, what's going on? I'm Kiana, home sabbatical. I am a mom of two young adult men. I have been part of Infamous Mothers. Has been 3 or 4 years, 5. It's been a number of years. We're gonna say that. I met Sagashus. She was in one of the neighborhoods I was working in, and I mean her spirit. Like I instantly connected to her spirit. I didn't know what she was trying to sell, but I just know I was down to buy it. And we have been rocking ever since. And I have enjoyed being part of this Covet movement. Just a sisterhood. I mean, as you can see, like we're all smiles. We are all celebrating each other. We are leaving none of us behind. We are holding ourselves accountable, but then we're also each other's accountability partners, which is so rare. I mean, when you talk about Black women in general, that we're always seeing negative things about us. And so this is something to be celebrated. We're holding each other up in a positive light, making sure that we all achieve our goals and dreams. So I am so happy to be here.
Hi, everybody. Like she said, I'm Marjorie. I've been knowing Sagashus before Sagashus knew who Sagashus was, because I'm her aunt. And I live in Texas, and I started with this journey years ago, and started with the girls, the ladies, a year ago, and it just has changed my life so much. I will go into more details a little bit later, but this group of ladies has allowed me to see things in myself that I have not seen before, and explore some things, and I enjoy that. And this wellness journey is more than a journey. It's a lifestyle, and a lifestyle of communication with women that's like-minded, spiritually minded, women that are allowing you to see things in yourself that through them, and you see yourself in them. So I as the oldest one and as the oldest in this group, but I learned so much through them that I should be teaching, but they have taught me, and because of them, I see that my journey is doable. But before, I didn't think it was doable.
So you all know what? Thank you for those beautiful introductions. I had some questions, but I think we should just jump right into you all talking about your own experiences. We frequently have water challenges, and you shared something in one of our sessions that was so profound. You talked about a revelation that you had during our water challenge. You talked about what you discovered about the role of thirst and dehydration and how it plays out in your life. Can you share that with us today?
Yes. So I think what you're saying is dry and thirsty was my life, might have been the way that I said it. And I love that you have taken it and sort of expanded upon it. But for me, a lot of the work that we do happens on a number of levels. It's usually like a spiritual lesson layered with an active life goal or objective that I'm working towards. And that's not something that you can make happen. It just is happening. And I think it speaks to the efficacy of what we're doing. And like Kiana said, that it's deep and different for those reasons. The community is different for those reasons of positivity. So, we're doing these water challenges, and I love water and hate water. You can see I have the water here with me now. And it was a journey to kind of systemize how I would hit my water goals every day. And in prayer, something sort of hit my spirit after I did some research about dehydration and what it does to the body. It slows the brain, the blood thickens. You can't think. You are literally dumber when you are dehydrated. And God let me know that there were places in my entire life, my whole journey, that was dry and thirsty and dehydrated. And the act of being mindful, the act of embedding luxury through getting quality water and not just drinking tap water or, Dasani or whatever is available, but really make a point to get good water as the foundation for my wellness journey. It just has played out in so many directions. So now I'm not only hydrated in life and not thirsty and dry. My brain is functioning well, but I see that thirst is real, but it's quenched even in how I do my day-to-day life. So it was just a really profound adjustment to make, that not only was my body thirsty and dry, but my whole life was dehydrated a little bit and parched and a little assy. And that's what I learned through the water challenge.
I promised in our very first episode, I promised folks that they will come here and they will laugh. They will laugh to keep from crying. They will laugh because this journey is funny. They will laugh just for so many reasons. And I've always found so much appreciation in your words. I remember the seriousness on your face when you shared. When you made that connection, you were so serious. But it has also, and it is still serious, but it's also so funny because I think all of us can relate to having some ashy lives. So thank you for that. Marjorie, can you please share with us your single most important lesson or discovery that you've made about yourself during this pilot year?
To show up. To show up, and there's so many different things that to show up in. To show up when I'm showing up, I show up for myself. I show up for the ladies. I show up for the journey. So when I show up with not expecting, but receiving. So I say. I learned before, in the beginning, I would, with any weight loss journey, you willy-nilly, you go in slow, but I learned when I show up, I got the better results. I received more from the ladies when I just showed up. Even when my body and I didn't want to show up, I just showed up. And by showing up, I received. Instead of and when I showed up, I even gave, because something that one of the ladies need, because if I wouldn't have showed up, they wouldn't have received what I had if I wouldn't have showed up. So my journey is I learned that I just need to show up. Show up.
I remember you made that decision when you talked about that if you want different results, you got to do different things. And for you, it's not just showing up, but showing up with a certain mindset, right? And we've seen how that has worked out for you. And we can get into that a little bit later. Kiana, I have a question for you. And that question is, I have two questions for you, and you can choose one. One question is, can you talk to us about how walking as a form of exercise played out in your life, and does it matter? Does walking really matter? And is it impactful? Or can you talk about wellness and trauma? So it's one of those two. And I didn't know which one to go with, because I know both of those have been significant conversations you've had with me during the course of this year.
Girl, you know it's my topic. Okay. And so I'm actually going to do both the questions all in one. So walking for me has been transformative. It has allowed me to let things go that have been weighing me down. A lot of times, like when people think about health, look at it, terrible. When we talk about health, we instantly think about weight, and I've had to learn, like, stop looking at the number sus. Because other people are seeing, like, not just the inches, but like I feel like my skin is clearer, I'm smiling more. I promise you I feel lighter for everything that I went through in 2020 and carried over into 2022. It is being released, let go of. And I'm finding strength in myself that I really honestly didn't know I had. Oh my goodness, y'all better have me get emotional right now. And then that trauma piece, for many of us, that little girl or little boy, if you're a guy listening, but for most of us here, that little girl in us, we carry a lot of childhood trauma, right? From being told who we couldn't be, what we wouldn't be, don't shoot for the stars, don't dream for this. And we've carried it, like, I'm 40, so I've carried it through a large part of my life. And then to tack on it over time, of course, we get older, our lives get more complicated, we meet the wrong people. Sometimes we kiss a lot of frogs, too many. We tack on all of that dead weight from them because we never fully heal. In our minds, we think we do until we're triggered by something. And then we realize how deep the wounds and the hurt is that we've just been carrying. So for me, I've had a lot of invisible weight, not just the physical, but a lot of invisible weight and scars and hurt and pain. All of these bags, like Erica Badu said, bag lady, all these bags of things that I just needed to let go of. So when I'm out there walking, I feel so free. Before I know it, I done went 5 miles, 6 miles, 7. Sometimes I want to take the Uber back because I'm like, wait a minute, where am I? I don't even notice it because I'm clearing my head of those people, those hurts, those thoughts. And like I said, it's not even just like, it's so transformative to know that, to see the progress that I'm making in myself, even though I can't always see it on the scale, to know that I'm pushing past my limits that I place or that other people have placed on me that I picked up.
So, ladies, I have another question for you all. And that question is, what are some of the challenges you faced along this health and wellness journey? So we talked about the positives. What are some of the things that have challenged you?
I say I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit. The challenge, the scale, the clothes, looking at old pictures. Instead of looking at old pictures for positivity, I looked at them as negative, like I never get there. Also challenges of past failures. That was a challenge, always thinking about the past and not going to get to where I'm going to get, because this is not meant for you. This is for somebody else. But because of, I know you probably not asking, but because of the ladies, that negativity melted away because of being around this group of ladies. I've been around a group of people, weight loss all the time, but this is a different feeling because it's like family. It's just a family. When I'm not there, somebody gonna say, where are you? So that negative, where before, if I feel a negative, the call, the text, gonna change that negative to a positive. So the journey is different because I'm not allowed to stay there in my negative by myself. They gonna pull me out of it. Y'all gonna pull me out of it. Like what? No, Marjorie. Especially Tanisha with her challenging self. She would challenge you in a minute. When you think you think you at the finish line, and Tanisha, all of a sudden Tanisha run before you. So that's that positive, the group camaraderie that we have takes away that negative, the negativity.
Tanisha, what challenges have you faced?
I would love to piggyback off of what Ms. Margie was saying. I feel like my challenges have really been twofold. They have been the challenge of self in the context of my wellness goals, and the challenge of being in community in the context of my wellness goals. And both of those are they're two sides of the same coin, that it's about me in both contexts. I think Ms. Margie nailed it when she said you encounter your past around weight loss and health and eating and diet and, all these facets of your humanity that you don't challenge when you're stuck in a rut. When you don't try to move forward, you don't know how unhealthy you are. You don't know it's bad that you can emotionally eat 10 donuts. That's just how you cope with life, okay? I'm doing the best I can. It's Donut Tuesday. And having this group of women, it's like, okay, well, Tanisha, those are your past practices, and now you're encountering them in your present, and how are you going to address them to hit the goals that you have for your future and for your present? And even being in community, it is a family, but you don't realize sometimes you're the toxic one in the family. And it's a safe enough space that you can sort of work your way through stuff, because there have been moments for me where I wanted to recoil, or I wasn't necessarily getting the thing that I needed from the collective. The collective is always there and advocating, but, like Ms. Kiana said, we all have so many things going on, especially in the context of COVID, to have that assumed benevolence and then say, okay, you're actually tripping right now. It is you, Pirate. You are the reason that you have not worked out in 4 days. So we changed that. No, anybody do nothing. It is you, girl, that has you on your couch for 4 days. And you got to face that. And like having that, I think the thing that this has taught me is to have that assumed benevolence with my community and tribe, but with myself. So like, how do you manage a breakdown around a goal, keep going and not give up? And other spaces have not been safe enough for me to manage a Tanisha breakdown, with Dr. Sagashus, as my friend, has seen every color of Tanisha breakdown in 8 years. And they're black Skittles, honey. It's a lot of colors. And still be able to move forward with this collective of women who are advocating for me to reach my goals. And then me dealing with my greatest adversary, which is myself, every 4 days sabotaging. And then it went from every 4 days to once a month. I went right off the cliff, or I had a trigger, or to not once a month, to, I got 6 weeks. And I had one setback meal, and I still showed up for my tribe. That is the kind of growth that has kind of come from this, around those breakdowns and challenges.
That darn scale, I'm telling you, I get tired of seeing it, the up and down roller coaster with the numbers, because even on weeks, I be like killing it. And then I look at the scale and I'm like, a pound? I did all that work for a pound? Like, what's it going to take for me to get to, like, my ultimate goal? Because, man, I'm going to have to beg, borrow, and steal from some of y'all weight loss in order to get to mine. Like, that is so unfair. And then that self-sabotage. So there are definitely days, and I have to tap into other people, because I'll be sitting here and that, our little Fitbit keeps telling us move 250 steps, and I'm like, okay, I see you see me. I don't feel like moving. I'm not in the mood. I'm gonna lean out and not back. I see her calling me, but I'm not gonna answer, because if I don't answer, then she ain't gotta know what's going on, and then we ain't gotta go walk. So I think we are good to self-sabotage. And then sometimes, I mean, for me, it's also been like lack of family support. So of course you guys are my family, but some of us are on different coasts. And having family, close family, by you like blood relatives, and in their minds, right, their personal mindset, sometimes it's kind of like, girl, you doing all that working out, you should be slim and trim by now. And it's like, yeah, well, what you doing wrong? So then it's right. Instantly it becomes like, what are you doing wrong? And then what happens? We begin to buy into that. What am I doing wrong? Why don't I look like her? And that's the next thing, comparison. Oh my goodness, we begin to compare ourselves to people. Because like Tanisha's done really great numbers wise on the weight loss. Tanisha's actually my girl crush. Yeah, she's my girl crush. And so you begin to look and you're like, well, what is she doing that I'm not doing? But we all have different body types. And there are just other things, you know, physically going on. And so comparison is a thief of joy. We have to stop comparing ourselves to other people. And what their abilities are, or at least I had to learn that for myself. So now I can appreciate Kiana and all my beauty and glory without having to be like, well, look at her and look at her. No, look at me. That's what people look at.
Thank you all for that. Can you all make a connection? What connections between health and wealth are you all able to make? How are the two journeys mirroring one another in your lives? How do they contradict one another?
I think for me, the intersection is wellness, and poverty as well as poor physical health are directly connected to wellness. That's where that sits for me. It's an exact 90-degree X happening there. And what I'm finding is, you know, another one of the books that I have up is Black 1 Million. That's one of the books that we used for our wealth series. And again, that revelation that I had about the water, knowing that my finances are also a reflection of my ashy, thirsty approach to life, survival approach to life. And so the wellness piece is wealth and health for me. That's when I think of our cohort in terms of wellness, it's wealth and health. It's the money, the opportunities, and the access to be able to have the health that I want to have access to the doctors, access to the food, but access to the overall quality of life that I want to have. So for me, they've been inseparable.
Marjorie, we're going to go with you.
Okay, health and wellness, to me, I allow my health to sabotage my wealth. So once I learned the importance of my health, my wealth just, it's like a light came on. So for me, because of the group, I start concentrating on my health a different way. I always wanted the wealth. I always wanted it. But because the group allowed me to concentrate on my health as well as the importance of the wealth in a way that they need each other, because I'll be too tired, sitting down, won't do anything. I have the information to go and pursue my wealth, but I was too lazy, too tired. My brain was tired. And when your brain is tired, you just can't do anything. So mentally, I was not there for my wealth, because mentally I wasn't there for my health. So once I connect my mental state with both of them together, I was able to move forward and break through those walls.
For me, having insecurities about my overall health, being ashamed and embarrassed, just to face and deal with some things. I didn't know I'm one of those people, I need to see what's on the other side of the staircase. I need to see the whole picture before I proceed. And I know that is such a dangerous flaw to have, because, good example, I mean, I have high blood pressure, and I'm sitting up here ordering things that, of course, I didn't know, were high in sodium or whatever else it may be. I have to spend money to do that, right? Now that I know a little better, I know that the things that I was ordering, I can make at home, and I can make cheaper. Once I found out how much they were charging me for leek soup, y'all, and that leek is about $1 and some change at the grocery store, or the kale you get for like $5, but you only get like a handful of kale with the sweet potatoes and stuff, and then the little additives. And then I go to the grocery store and I see that kale is only $1 and some change, and I can get my sweet, 2 or 3 sweet potatoes for like 69 cents a pound. I'm feeling robbed. I'm feeling robbed. I'm feeling robbed because, for one, I mean, I didn't know what I didn't know at the time, right? But once you see those numbers, your doctors start giving you those numbers, your systolic and metabolic numbers, and showing you how all that works, and they give you the information you need, we do ourselves a great disservice, wellness-wise, by not taking the time out to go and research how we can change things. And so once I began to figure out the things that I like to eat, now I know where I can get them. I've researched the recipe to fix them so I could begin meal prepping. I mean, I paid off stuff like money was just sitting. I'm like, what? It ain't burning a hole in my pocket no more. I ain't got to just spend it. I can actually repurpose it. Oh my goodness, I can pay off loans. Oh, I can pay off my car. What else I got to pay off? Can I pay off something for you too? Now you're like, whoa. It's just what we talk about, like the secret sauce, right? Yes. And until we figure out the formula for the secret sauce of how to balance off health and wellness, because they're not they sound like two separate things, but actually they're interconnected at all times. And so through Covet, we're learning how to use that secret sauce to not only stay healthy and live wealthy, and that's just not monetary, but that's also in the way we look, in the way we feel, the way we carry ourselves, the foods we put into our body, even the people we surround ourselves with and allow into our circles, right? All of that is a part of health and wellness.
Thank you, Kiana. All right, you all. Thank you, Kiana. All right, you all. We have like 2 minutes. And so before we close out, I have a question for you all. You all know we have our health and wellness journal coming out, and it's called Covet, the Disrespectful Health and Wellness Journey. Can you all tell us a little bit about how we have all laughed about what makes this journey a little bit disrespectful? Give us one thing that makes this journey a little bit disrespectful. Marjorie, I think you've talked about the scale. You said the scale is so disrespectful.
Disrespectful in a way that, like Kiana said earlier, you working so hard, and then all of a sudden this is really bad. This is a good one. You weigh yourself on Monday, and then you turn around at 8:00 that morning, and then you weigh yourself that evening. You're like, where did that 3 pounds come from? I didn't do anything. I didn't eat anything. It's so disrespectful. That's the ultimate one there, right there.
Ooh, and that's why I do not weigh myself in the afternoon. I weigh early in the morning after I use the bathroom. And I don't weigh myself to the next morning.
When you're feeling so good, you think you done lost some more that day, and then you realize you gained 3 to 4 pounds.
I think I want to add to that, because I got the same scale Miss Margie got off of her recommendation. I got one of those smart scales where you stand on them, and I've told you guys many times that the scale makes a very rude and disrespectful sound when I get on it. I have been obese on that scale. It's just like you lost if the price is right when you get on that. It's very rude. I also want to say that the supplement kids, and some of this healthy food that I have incorporated into my life, very disrespectful. I had a bad incident with some apple cider vinegar. I had to take a nap. I felt like my mama came back for 10 minutes just to give me some whip. Go lay down and take a nap. Because I had a stomachache. That's all I could do.
Kiana, how is this journey?
Wait.
How is this journey, Kiana, so disrespectful?
Well, yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep it where I was before. So we trust our medical providers, right? I have to bring the medical people in. We trust our medical providers. We go to them. Of course, 9 times out of 10, if we're not like 130 pounds, 5'7", they were all considered obese, right? Mm-hmm. Automatically. And we Black women come to the table, so they got us super obese no matter what. But then they give us these pills and tell us to go eat healthy without telling us the in-between piece that sometimes the healthy foods actually will counteract the pills that they've given us. So why not just tell me, go eat more grapefruit instead of giving me a high blood pressure pill? Or why not just tell me to, here's some recipe for greens or something. Here's a coupon. Give me something to work with. But instead, you want to put me on all this medication, which I know is part of their job. But, I mean, is that what you do for your family? Probably not. So treat me like I'm fam. Mm-hmm. I'll be TT. I can be cousin. I can be sus. Whatever name you need me to be. But treat me like I'm one of the family because I want to live a long time too. Mm-hmm. I want to see my grandkids grow up and play in the backyard. Mm-hmm. So, medical providers have to do a better job. And now that we're learning the secrets, we have to do a better job of passing it on to our people. Because, some of us still talking about we ain't eating squash. We ain't eating eggplant. We always talk about what we ain't going to do. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about what realistically we are going to do.
Yes. I wanted you all to talk about, I wanted you all to kind of share some aspects of the journey that feels disrespectful, in part because, when we get all woo-woo, we talk about weight loss and health and wellness. We it's so feel good. And they're like, no, this feels very disrespectful. And yet we stick it out to the point where we're starting to understand that there is a synergy between the process and our outcomes. And we learn to respect the process, and we teach the process how to respect us. And I can't wait to explore that with you all. Thank you. You all, can I just tell you that I am so thankful for you all. Just this collective, you all have made my entire day. And I just love you. Thank you all for joining us today.
Love you too.
All right. Thank you all. And before we go, you all, we did not acknowledge Tanisha's birthday. So can we quickly, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tanisha. Happy birthday to you and many more.
With a small waist and a big old booty.
Well, may your birthday wishes come true.
Right, and $1 million.
There you go.
And will. Can we give a shout out to Big Gretch? The only thing that was disrespectful that we did not mention were those workouts.
Yes.
Whoa. Our workouts are very disrespectful.
Very, yes. She worked us out. Yes, she did.
She does.
My whole face changed once you said Gretchen. I see why y'all be cursing her out.
Thanks you all. It's time for another disrespectful tidbit. And why do we call it a disrespectful tidbit? Because we are sharing facts that other people wish we just keep to ourselves. According to the 2019 State of Women-Owned Businesses report commissioned by American Express, while Black women are leading the charge as the highest growing number of new businesses, we are at the wrong end of the revenue gap, bringing in an average of $24,000 versus $142,000 among all women-owned businesses, Black women are 6 figures short. While this season of Books, Bullets, and Babies focuses on the question of infamous mothers as millionaires, one key indicator of accomplishing that goal is our ability to bring in our first $100,000. In fact, some financial gurus even argue that earning $100,000 in profit is harder than earning your first million, as the former requires both a mental shift and a strategy shift that lays the foundation for the latter. What shifts will you make in your mind this quarter to help you bring in your first 6 figures? And that, y'all, is another disrespectful tidbit. And that, you all, is another disrespectful tidbit.